Lamisi is guest on Unpacking this morning, the sweet song Bird. And so we're going to know all about what her upbringing has been and what brings her exactly to this conversation today. It's quite interesting. So you stick and stay with us on Plus 89.9 FM and 3 Music TV to know more. Okay, it excites me so much because the first time I heard about it, I'm like, huh? How? But yeah, there's more on this conversation. Hello, Lamisi. Good morning.
Hi, Lenny.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're
Yourself?
doing well? I'm fine. And I like the hair. I've retired from dyed hair, but yeah, I like it.
I resumed not too long ago. So
oh,
soon,
really?
Soon I'll get there.
Ah, okay. I think that it's a thing that happens. You go in and out of it. It's a phase, right? Yeah, it's a phase. You go in and out, especially because it's short hair as well.
Yeah.
And you don't have a lot of styles that you can do with short hair. So yeah. Anyway, how's it been going with you so far this morning? I know that it's early morning. We've pulled you out. And it doesn't really go down well with people in the mornings. Are you a morning person?
Not at all.
You're not a morning person at all?
No.
Oh, okay. We are honored to have you here this morning. Let me see. I would like to know what your upbringing was, Also because with this video that is playing behind us as well, it's very, very traditional, very in touch with nature, right? And that's what speaks to your being as well, because I can tell that you also go a lot with the face arts and all of that. So what shaped your upbringing?
I think growing up, my dad was very strict. You must be able to speak our local dialect.
Okay,
which
will be?
Kusal.
Kusal.
And it was quite difficult because we lived in Accra where we're surrounded by a lot of people that speak Gan Adangbe, Chi, and then other different languages, and stuff. But he was insisting. So sometimes we will be pretending to be speaking Chi or something. The moment we see him enter the house, then everyone is tense because you are trying to think before you talk. And so I think we thought he was being so strict and so hard on us. But later on, growing up, when I decided to pursue music as a profession, I appreciated it. And then I think one time I went to the studio, I was trying to record a song, and then the engineer asked me to sing a line in my
local dialect.
And then I sang, and then everyone was like, oh, you should sing that. And I'm like, no, I'm not singing in that. So I went to a different studio, and then before I even started, he's like, I think you should sing in your local dialect because your dialect. He did a project with me for one of the United Nations agencies. And he was like, no, I think you have to use this to make. So I was like, okay, let me do it because like, from this studio, this was it, and here too, that was it. So
that's the universe speaking.
Yeah. So before I would call my mom and ask her to translate, but at a point I realized that the moment I pick a pen and paper, I just start writing straight in my dialect. Like it comes so effortlessly, and sometimes I sleep and then I can see like maybe Akwabwa singing. That's how sometimes I get my songs. Yeah.
Wow.
So sometimes when the sleep is too nice, I'll be enjoying it and I feel lazy. So sometimes too, it just don't me, hey, wake up. I wake up and I'm not trying to record. Sometimes I miss sometimes I get it. So I think it was just bound to happen.
Okay. I was going to ask how, language has created a certain identity for you. But now that you've mentioned it, let's get into the Akwabwa bit as well. What is that connection that you feel to and with Akwabwa? Because to be able to see him in your dream, sort of like guiding you through...
Not just him. Sometimes I see a fear.
Okay.
So different people. Yes,
okay.
Yeah. Initially, I didn't know there were music that was coming to me from nature.
Okay.
So I would just sleep and then I wake up. So there was one time I realized that I've never heard this song from this artist or that. So that was when I began to realize that it was something that was just coming to me in a divine way, that I wasn't taking it serious.
See, I have goosebumps because, wow. Anyway, okay. So with that said, let me
just 3 days ago, it happened again.
Who did you see?
It was a choir, a group of women in my village, and they were just responding to it. So it was myself and One Love, and they were the choruses. That was what woke me up, and then I had to record just that. That was all I could remember.
Have you recorded that song?
No, on my phone. We develop it when I go to the studio. I sit down and then I develop it and then go and then we get it recorded.
So because I'm curious, would that mean that you're going to get One Love on that, and then it means that you have to have a choir you know, in
Exactly.
okay, defining the
Yeah.
song and putting it
This
all
one was so
together.
clear. I didn't have to
Do anything.
Yeah, it was so clear. The
Wow.
choruses are so clear. And then One Love is my co-producer on my new project, yet to be released.
Okay.
So, and the style of music that we recorded, it was exactly the same direction that I had the women, because that album, initially we titled it Let Us Clap, and then later on we changed it to Salmadaka. Salmadaka means a box of gold.
Okay.
And it was a name that some
Can you
women...
take that again?
Salma Daka. Salma is gold.
Okay.
Daka is
box.
Adaka.
Okay.
Yes, and that name was given to me by some women in my village.
Okay.
And the choir I saw, the ensemble I saw in my dream, it was just like those women and what they do. But this one, it was more modern with some pop elements. Okay. So these women, they have a style of music that they just clap, they sing, and they dance. Okay. That's all. So I discovered them one time when I went there, and I'm like, I'm looking for indigenous musicians. And usually we know of the goji, the one that looks like Yusubas on
the banjo. That's
no.
what I know it's called.
No, this one is goji.
Okay.
It means with the horse tail and quite an interesting instrument. So they took me to this women, and then I asked them to perform. I bought them drinks. I'm like, perform, let me see. And they just started clapping. I'm like, wow, this is what I want to do, because I'm all about empowering women. And the northern women, they are always not giving a voice. You know, you have to keep quiet. Once you reach the stage that you have this and you are menstruating, you can give birth. So
we'll ship you off to a man.
Yeah. So,
but you see, before we get into the women conversation, right? Let me see. You see, I still have goosebumps.
Yeah, I think I cried one time on set. I didn't know what happened that I just break into tears talking about the women.
Wow. Okay, so now spirituality, right? See, when they say that some people have God-given talent, I think this is, you know, a very good evidence of what that is, right? But how deeply do you believe in spirituality? How spiritual would you say you are? Because I think that you are in tune with, you know, your gift.
Very spiritual. I am not into religion, but I'm very spiritual. I have a very deep spiritual connection. Yes.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Now, from your brand,
I'm a Christian anyway.
Okay. From the brand Lamisi, you've created Lamisi Fata Foundation, right? Yes. So that will take us into talking about the women up north and what the passion is for you to see them, you know, shine brighter and then also be themselves as much as possible.
I think with the foundation, it was some of the experiences that I encountered. My mom had my mom had my big sister when she was 13, 14.
Oh.
My big sister should be like 42. My mom is not 60.
Wow, that's young.
Yes. So it was like a child raising children. And the dynamics of living together, blending, it was very tough growing up. We always had issues and stuff. So it was later on that when I became an adult, I now understood a lot of things that she did her best. She was trying to raise 6 children. And she started giving birth. She didn't have enough education. She wasn't well, you know, matured, and she wasn't empowered or equipped as an individual. So she wasn't independent as well. So everything had to come from my dad, and she didn't know a lot of things besides cooking, washing, cleaning, and stuff. So it was quite difficult, and I realized that these are all because she wasn't given the chance to education. And then we had so many cases of such. And then as part of trying to support the girls back from where I come from, menstrual hygiene was another big problem. And some of the girls still use cloth. And then some... Amonsin. Some don't even come to school at all at that time of the month. So they don't come to school and they miss like a week. They come, they are not able to catch up, and they go right BEC, they fail. And already before free SHS, it's for who passed, who performed well. So if they didn't get to go, some who are very determined will come back and write. Some of them, that's the end. So it ends right after GHS. That is those who are serious, but some of them is class 6. That's just the end. So we did a little bit of study, and then we realized that menstruation is a barrier too. It's one of the barriers to education in the north. So I was like, okay, now we do not have the capacity to do a lot. But I remember when I traveled to France for a gig, and then unexpectedly I had my period. And then I was worried that where do I go at supermarket, because I was in the middle of Paris. And you have to, it wasn't that easy. So they were like, oh no, just go to the reception, you get pad. And I'm like, is that how they do it? They said yes, so even the schools, they have it in the washrooms. I'm like, how? But here, it's not like that. We don't have that luxury, but it's a necessity. It's something that every girl needs to get it.
Yeah, I mean, if condoms are free, pads should be freer. But anyway.
And then sometimes, too, there's this sex for pads. So one of our engagements, one girl told us that her mom encouraged her to have a boyfriend to be supporting her.
So that they can buy pads.
Yeah, so they can make, and you see, that's so sad, eh?
Yeah.
Pad, just pad. And you know, some of the boys that drop out, they do galamsey and then okada. So they make quick money.
Yeah.
So, you know, they are able to lure some of these girls into that. So if you are struggling to buy a pad, now you get pregnant, how do you even afford diaper?
Yeah.
So it
and not even the diaper only, but everything else that you have to use to cater to that
like
baby.
A cycle. This girl who is from a mom who is not educated and trying to go to, now she drops out because she gets pregnant. And now she gives birth to a child that she doesn't even know the essence of education, the importance of education. So whatever the child does, like, well, she'll be happy that Neba goes to school, but Neba knows so Ankwana says, oh, okay, because she herself, she doesn't really know the importance. So then it becomes like a cycle. Then where does that lead us? Then the level of poverty keeps increasing and the development is not as we want to see.
Okay. Now, for this PAD project, which I have said really interests me, because I know that back in time, you know, our great grandmothers and our grandmothers used the cloth where they wash it, right, and use it again, maybe when it's dry, or maybe the next month or something, or maybe gauzes, because gauzes were also a thing that people use, right? Now, it was just really interesting to me that in today, it has been modernized, right? I want you to show us what the modernized version has become, or what it is, and then also for how long it can be used. Also, because I think that it's a better option to the disposable parts, right? Which now have become increasingly expensive, and the person who doesn't have the money can't get it. Because pads have moved from, let's say sometime in 2020, 2021, you could get pads as little as 5 CDs, right? But now you can't even get any 5 CDs pad on the market. You know, 20 and above, 18 CDs, 17 CDs. For some people, they can afford it. For others as well, affording that, and the fact that you have to buy 2 packs possibly, or
those
probably,
are flow heavy.
Yes, you know, so that's
some even use diapers.
Yes, for the very heavy bleeders, right? So guys, if you're watching this is it. This is the reusable pads that Lamisi is promoting and pushing. So she's going to tell us more about this. Let me see. How often can this be used? For how long can this be used? And also, what are the ways to make sure that you are keeping it clean and safe? You know, it just comes in the shape of an actual disposable disposable pad. Oh, we wish. Right, we should have brought a pants here, but you can just show us.
The red pants. So this one can last from 3 to 5 years. It depends on how you wash it. If you wash like my mom, then I'm sure like after 6 months
you have to dispose of it. Okay.
So, but ideally, it's so easy to wash. Have you seen the material
the fabric,
here? Yeah, it's so easy to wash and then very easy to dry. And then I chose this because of stain. Some people are not so good. And the material, there were some other samples we had that they were not so easy to wash. So we went in for this.
Okay.
And then this one, it helps us to also keep the environment clean.
Okay.
The tons of waste that we produce. So if like about 500 girls in Accra switch to using this, and you imagine the 500 girls, the waste from disposable sanitary pad.
Yeah.
You can imagine, yes. So this also is very much environmentally friendly. It helps us to keep the environment clean, and it's healthy. You know, it's breathable.
How hygienic?
Very
is
hygienic
this as well.
Very hygienic if you keep it well. So how to maintain the hygiene? of this is you just wash it in hot water.
Okay.
The girls in the village, but I will use a little bit of what's the name, antiseptic to wash it. But because they are students, you don't want to. We are trying to help them economic
cut costs, yeah.
And now you are encouraging them to go and buy. So hot water and then soap.
Okay.
And after you dry it, sometimes you add a little salt in the rinsing water.
Okay,
yeah.
Makes sense. Now you see, they say that you have to, depending on how heavily you flow,
Do you have
right?
water here?
You have to
just try it.
You have to change. Lamisi wants to wash on air.
No, just try it. Because some people also had reservations about the leakage or spillage.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean. Okay, now
you're talking about heavy flow.
Yes,
okay.
In being told that you have to change your pad twice, thrice a day, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. Again, depending on how heavily you flow. How many of this do you have to run through in a day?
So I think you have to do that study yourself.
Okay.
And know that, okay, when I use this, I'm able to last for 2 hours and then it's all for, or maybe 3 hours, 4 hours. So you need to do that test. So I would suggest that before anyone tries this on a weekend, if your period happens to visit you on a weekend when you are home, then you can really do that test and see that, okay, if I'm in town, I need to carry 2 extra, 3 extra. But for those who don't flow heavy, they can have this for up to 6 or 8 hours.
Okay. So we'll do the typical, when it's full, you fold it, keep it safe.
How you just keep it if you are in town. It's so easy.
And that's what the Prested is for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is to hold the pants and also to keep it like this.
So you fold it this way,
like this
keep
in
it
your bag. If it's in your bag, or if you have the pouch like
or in
this.
a polythene. Okay.
You are trying to eliminate plastic.
Okay. Plastic. Right. I get what you mean.
You're trying
so
to do anti-plastic, yes. So you can put it here and then you wash it and wash the pouch as well.
Or you can wrap it in tissue.
Yeah, in tissue, thank you. That's if they have, or maybe a paper, brown paper or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this on the market? Can we get this anywhere we want?
It is on the market. I think there are some Ghanaian producers, but these ones are from overseas because the ones here, I haven't seen the one that the quality I am impressed, but they are doing amazing. Just that it's a preference. So I always want to give out something that I can use myself, but what I can't use myself, I won't recommend. So I'm still looking for, I'm sure there are some ones there that are doing amazing, but I'm yet to really find them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So for someone who wants to, give these a try, how are they able to grab one if they want to reach out to you specifically?
For now, if they want to give it a try, I think they can search online.
Okay.
But
not come to you.
No, because I'm not a vendor yet.
Okay.
I can't say I'm not. Maybe in future anything can happen.
So you're not selling, but you are giving out to
so
the
they should just give us money.
Okay.
And then we'll get it.
Okay. I understand that perfectly now. All right. So you're organizing a concert to also help raise funds to support your pad project, right?
Yeah.
So tell me all about the concert, where it's happening, when it's happening, the artists on bill, and everything that we need to know about it.
Okay, so this year, last month, we donated 1,300 pieces of this to the girls of Boku West District. Okay. And the monies came from last year, a concert I did in Alliance Française. That concert was to officially launch the foundation. The foundation has been in existence for like 4 years. Okay. But I've been doing things low-key, and this time I wanted to let people really know what we do. And it wasn't ticketed. It was just by donation, and then we were able to raise money. So I have the best friends and family.
Right, yeah, they believe in you so much. That's nice.
And then this year we decided to do a proper ticketed concert so that we can, because the situation there is really sad, and then the little way that I can use my medium or my gift to support is what I'm doing. So I spoke with some of my friends like Miss Bell, One Love, the Kubolo, and then my father's Jedible, Ambule, and Amanziba. And then they were willing to support because they think it was a good cause. Plus 233 also came on board because they also thought it was a good cause, giving back. And we decided to host the concert first month, that's coming Saturday, also to celebrate International Women's Day in advance. Which is on
the 8th, yeah.
But we know because of the independence celebration, we don't want it to clash with some of the official events. So we are celebrating International Women's Day and then raising funds to support the little women, the young women as well. So it's happening Saturday at plus 233 Jazz Club. 9 Pepe. So by 8:30 people should be seated. So you see, it has different sizes. So that's a small size, like Our babies
big
that start
ones, yeah.
menstruating very
Interesting.
early.
Interesting, really interesting. Let me see, congratulations on
Thank
this
you.
one, and then also on the fundraiser concert. I mean, one thing I can say is 3 Music will be there
Yes,
to support.
thank you so much.
Gladly be there to support. And I just hope that whatever dreams and hopes you have for, you know, the women up north, you know, that probably also will trickle down, because it's not just, you know, people
And we are
up
praying.
north that
I
are,
think the government had it in their manifesto. So we are praying and hoping that the government will embark on their sanitary pad project. Then it can ease off some of the pressure on us. Then we can focus.
the taxes, or
Yes.
remove the taxes in total.
Then we can focus on other issues, still in the same education, you know, direction. So.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Lamisi, and thanks for this eye-opener. Listen, it's an eye-opener for me. Interesting.
It's cute, eh?
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you so much. And like I said, the best of luck in pushing this. It's exciting. Yes. If you have more questions, I'm sure you can just find her on socials.
Lamisi Music on... What's the name? Instagram. Lamisi Music on Facebook. Yeah. Lamisi Music on what's that? TikTok. Is it X? Twitter?
Yes, X.
Before.
Yes,
Twitter,
yes.
Twitter, X.
Yes.
Lamisi Music.
Yes. So for those who aren't able to come for the event on Saturday at +233, you can reach out to her if you want to make any donations in supporting a very worthy cause, okay? So that we can keep our young ones still in school, and then also give them a better education, which means that we give them a bright future. All right, this has been Unpacking. This is the Culture Daily Morning Show, coming to you on 3 Music TV and Plus 89.9 FM. My guest has been Lamisi. In case you missed the conversation from the start, you can find it on our YouTube 3 Music Networks. All right.